Welcome back, everybody. Glad you could make it. Well, I'm sure you remember not too long ago I said that there was something coming that was a little bit different that I've had my eye on. Well, today it finally arrived, and that's going to be the Bushcraft Bliss by Condor Tool and Knife. So, first of all, obviously with the name being Bushcraft Bliss, this is intended to be a bushcraft knife. So you'll get to see some other options of bushcraft knives that, may be similar to this one. So stay with me here and we'll check this out. So first of all, we'll hit the box. Comes in a typical Condor box, wrapped in plastic with your little booklets in there and all that stuff. Pretty typical. So next, we'll go ahead and we'll jump right into the sheath. I'm going to try to move this along here so it doesn't get too long, but typical Kydex sheath with the heavier duty leather belt loop. Now, one nice thing to be said about Condor is they don't skimp when it comes to leather. They do a real good job on leather. Another heavy duty snap here with the leather strap. That way if you did want to carry it horizontally, you definitely could. And this is also drilled to where you could position this in different ways. I don't know why that you'd want to, but they do build it in with that option. So checking this out real quick. Little click, nothing major there. Pretty decent though as far as a factory Kydex sheath is concerned. It does have a decent thumb ramp there, and it draws nice and easy, so no resistance there, so not too shabby. Now, coming in close to look here at this, I want to show you a few things here. You see those horizontal lines there? I believe that is from the sheath. But at any rate, it's still, pretty nice. Red micarta handles there. And it's going to be, what is this? It's a 4.88 inch long blade of 1075 high carbon steel. Has an overall length of 9.43 inches, I do believe it was. Obviously saber ground. Get a look there. That red micarta is interesting. You don't see that too much, but these actually are hand finished, and that's going to show through right there on your lanyard hole. You can see how it's kind of rough. It's not really the smoothest and best that it could be, but not too shabby. And it does have a blade height here of 1 inch. Now, one thing I do want to show, and I don't know that I'd call that jimping, but that there is pretty darn serious. I mean, you are not coming off of that, gloved hand or not. And it is very comfortable in hand, whether it's with a glove or without. Either way, it's, very comfortable. So they did a real good job on that, I think. Also, it does have a 3/16 inch thick blade. So, a little bit on the thicker end, which isn't a bad thing. So, one thing though, this right now, as the time, this was filmed, these run about $93. You can get them, plus or minus depending where you get it from. So, with that, I was kind of expecting a little bit better quality than what I actually received. I mean, not that it's terrible, and I could put just a little bit of work into it myself and make it really nice, like clean up the lanyard hole, and I could fix these scratches and But I mean, there's not much point in doing that. I'm going to take this knife out and use it. Now, being that it looks, the handle looks polished, it is polished, but it's not highly polished. So it does actually afford some grip, versus a completely polished handle. So that's kind of one nice thing about it. And the knife that I found this thing to be most similar to, at least out of my arsenal anyway, would be the Cold Steel SRKC. Now you can see there, how similar these knives really are, and I'll go ahead and bring them in close here for you guys to see. So you can see, real similar on the blade length. Same kind of grind. Obviously handles are different, but they're about the same length. Even down to the swedge on top. So, very different, but very similar as well. Oh yeah, one other thing. Besides the scratches on the blade, and when this comes shipped, it doesn't come shipped in the sheath. It actually comes, in plastic. So, I mean, that is nice. But those scratches there, and you can see along there, I'm guessing must have came from the fitment of the sheath, I'm assuming, not sure. But one other thing, which I don't know if I can really get it to show. Yep, right there. See those bright spots right there? Those are a couple little dings in the blade. Not too happy about that necessarily. I mean, it would obviously not be terribly difficult to sharpen out, but, with a, might as well call it $100 knife, shouldn't have to worry about that, but it is what it is. Here's another knife that would probably perform pretty close to the Bushcraft Bliss here, and that's the Becker BK16. Obviously, again, completely different knives. Only similarity is the handle material. That's it. So, but just trying to show you some other options that may be similar to. Okay. And of course, I could never make a video about some kind of bushcraft knives without throwing in the old White River Ursus 45. Have to have that. And then of course here's the Mora Garberg, which everybody's pretty well familiar with. Just to kind of give you some size comparisons, because obviously functionality wise they're all going to function completely different, and most of them have different steels and grinds and everything completely different. And then here is the Spyderco Bushcraft UK. So that'll at least give you some sort of comparison on size. Now, as far as performance goes, we don't know that yet, so I would be looking for the video of the testing of that, and hopefully that'll be the next video. I wanted to do that today, but it's snowy and cold and just not very nice out, so that is not what we're doing today. But hopefully, like I said, that will come up soon. So, kind of throw in some sheaths here with these. Of course, the Bliss comes with a Kydex. The White River also comes with Kydex. The Bushcraft UK, it comes with a leather sheath, but I have that attached to another knife, so no big deal. sure you guys have seen it before. Same with the Garberg. It comes with a polymer sheath. I shouldn't say the same. Comes with a polymer sheath, which I have it attached to another knife, so we're not going to put it in there. But the BK16 comes with nylon, and the SRKC comes with a polymer sheath. So, you know, just to take a look at that. I mean, I thought it was a pretty neat knife. You know, I'm definitely a sucker for a clip point, and being, you know, that it is a clip point and it is a saber grind and all these things, you know, that's definitely a little bit different for a dedicated bushcraft knife. You know, you're usually, you know, you're seeing, you know, a Scandi grind, or, you know, a flat grind even. And not that you won't see a saber grind and a clip point, it's just you don't usually, you know, like a saber ground drop point like this, or a convex, you know, something along those lines, more so than exactly what this is. I mean, this would almost remind me more of like a combat or a utility type knife than a bushcraft knife, but be interested to see how it performs. So, one last thing, let's try it out on a piece of paper here. And of course, being it does have that little ding in it, that may end up hurting us. I'm not sure. No, it cut right through it, jumped right over it. Oh, you can see it caught right there on that one. Yeah, it kind of, once it hits that little ding there, it really causes it problems. I mean, I expected that it would, but that one there is nice. So, bonus question, whoever wants bonus points, I mean, I don't know how you'll redeem those, but maybe you'll be able to. Maybe we'll figure out something. But anyway, the bonus question is, which is the most expensive knife on the table here? And I guess we'll just say retail value on it. You know, I don't know if that's a good way to do it or not, but yeah. So anyway, closest one to the highest retail value without going over wins. Oh, I didn't realize that SRKC was almost out of frame there. Well, we'll move that down a little bit there so you can see it a little bit better. So hopefully a lot of that wasn't out of frame. But anyway, just a quick look, first look at that Condor Bushcraft Bliss. So I do look forward to getting it out and using it, and kind of seeing how it performs compared to other bushcraft blades. So, you know, if you've got any ideas on what you would like to see that compared against, you know, go ahead and throw that down in the comments below. And with that being said, I guess that's going to wrap things up for this not so quick first look at the Condor Bushcraft Bliss. You guys have a good one, and we'll see you in the next one.